Welcome everyone to my Warhammer 40k React series. And I have an announcement. I have made a Discord for fellow Christian Warhammer 40k fans and anyone who wants to join in. Just know there will be biblical topics being brought up and probably some Bible studies and stuff like that. But if you're a Christian or anybody wants to bring in some Warhammer 40k lore, help the noobs like me, and all that, you're welcome. I don't gatekeep. Just know that no bigotry of any kind. Okay. Be respectful to everybody there, and realize this will be a Bible / Warhammer 40k focused Discord. But anyways, enough of that. So let's go ahead and get started. Today I'm going to be reacting to Majorkill's What Do the Chaos Gods Actually Look Like? Now, of course, all credit goes to Majorkill. This is his video, and real quick, this is his channel. Well, Majorkill. And if you guys can go support him, subscribe to him, like the video and all that, support another Warhammer 40k YouTuber, and I'm sure you guys already do. So further ado.
G'day guys and gal. The Chaos Gods are the big bads of the setting. They want everyone and everything to either
Almost
look like
forgot.
a hentai monster, be a hentai monster, kill everything, or have eternal herpes. However, despite this, they don't really get directly involved, like ever. They always use pawns, avatars, demons, everything except themselves to achieve their goals. Now their reasoning for this is fair enough, but it does mean that next to nobody has actually seen them or know what they actually look like. The few times they appear to mortals is generally under a digestible guise, so the mortal they're trying to influence doesn't just, cum their pants and die instantly. However, we aren't mere mortals. We are like...
By the way, guys, he is a little bit lewd, and I don't know, I don't know if he cusses and stuff like that, so he very well way, or my goodness, if I can talk. There may be some cussing, right, and some lewdness. Anyways.
The Watchers of 40k, hence we get insights into what nobody...
On this channel, we already know, the Watchers are mentioned in Daniel a couple of times, also in the Book of Enoch. We know that they coitused the daughters of men and brought the giants, right? In the biblical world.
Else does, including what the Chaos Gods actually look like. Although even for me, this took a fair bit of investigation. Before we get started, getting jacked is like 30% gym and 60% what you put in your body. The last 10% is sleep. If you want to increase your smashability by getting visible abs, an impressive chest, or just losing that gut, you need to be eating high protein quality food.
And also,
convenience and cost,
while he's doing his ad here,
high quality, delicious, and
so
proteiny food is often
in
expensive
Deuteronomy
and undercooked.
4
Factor, all you gotta
and I do believe Deuteronomy
Bam!
32,
Delicious food with
it
great
talks
fat.
about
It
how
only took you like 2 minutes to prepare and clean up
he
afterwards.
gave
I've
the
had dozens of you guys
nations
message me
over
telling me how
to
well your health
the
journey's been
gods,
going
right?
Since I posted my how to easily get
Because
jacked
they
video. And a
didn't
big
want
point
to,
of that video was simplifying
worship
the diet
God.
and incorporating these microwave
And
meals. At the time, I just said find
so
a favorite brand
it's
is
the
local
dichotomy
but
in
fortunately, I've
it's in
actually tasted it
Genesis
today.
10
After all,
and
factor, you
11,
can literally choose
where
the
these
type of meals
70
you want.
nations, these
Get ready for some
70
value. Using my login code
principalities and
130,
stuff.
you'll get over
We learn
$130 off
Paul,
for 6
right, in the
boxes.
New Testament
The value
talks
gets better
about
the more meals you get per week. This will be the first and most important
the
step to getting your health, your life
principalities,
back on track. Cheers to Factor for sponsoring
wickedness
this
in
video.
high
Today we'll go over
places
what
and
each
stuff
of the
like
Chaos
that.
Gods actually look like.
So
Referencing
before, anyways, I'll go back here real quick. So God gave the nations over to these gods, right? These mighty ones, right? Is what the word God stands for. And the God only took one portion, which of course, right after the Tower of Babel incident where he did this, he goes to Abraham, right? That's where that started. But anyways, that's just the dichotomy of the gods and God, and right what was going on there. You can, if you want to, you can look that up. Deuteronomy 4, Deuteronomy 32, Genesis 10, and Genesis 11 as well. Is the Tower of Babel incident. Anyways,
for sponsoring this video. Today we'll go over what each of the Chaos Gods actually look like, referencing official artwork and in-lore descriptions. As it's pretty common for the Chaos Gods to take multiple forms, looking at you tit snitch, we will go through each of them and try to determine which one is the most accurate to their true self. Let's get into it.
okay.
We gotta dispel a bit of a misconception about the Chaos Gods. Some people think the Chaos Gods don't have physical forms and aren't even sentient, just malicious energy that is made up of negative emotion. This is completely false. The Chaos Gods are individual sentient beings. They can be petty, they can make mistakes, and they can have physical forms. This is proven in a number of ways. Firstly, the fact that Cain battled Slanesh and Khorne means they must have forms, as Cain very much
Makes
has
sense.
a coherent physical body.
It's got the
They probably
demonetization
look a
sign.
lot spicier than they would in real space, but the point remains. The Changeling also put a Nurgling on Khorne's throne, which he popped like a whoopee cushion.
I was just about to say whoopee cushion. Anyways,
When he sat on it, and you can't sit on shit if you don't have a physical ass. Scarbrand was banished because he smacked Khorne. You can't smack a concept or malicious
Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Jimmy popped corn. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
sentient energy.
My boomer is showing.
There are dozens of examples of Chaos Gods interacting with physical things, things that would require them to have a tangible form to interact with. In saying that though, some Chaos Gods are much more physical and understandable than others when it comes to their form. We'll start off with Khorne, as this dude is a straight up rootin' tootin' cowboy shootin' demon god. Khorne is depicted in one of two ways, either as this humanoid obsidian knight, this heavily armored warrior that is fairly straightforward and easy to comprehend. This is common with fan renditions of him, however this isn't actually very close to the mark for a few reasons. Firstly, demons, especially greater demons, are generally
Man, you know you done screwed up in life if this was like your paralysis demon. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be joking about that.
created in the image of their god, as they are literal shards of their god. They don't have to look like their god, but it's generally a pretty good guide to follow. Secondly, when Khorne blesses his champions, they don't become these glowy black armored knights. They get fleshy, corrupted, bulging muscles. That's why this artwork is pretty much exactly what Khorne looks like, a satanic demon god with huge
That is. He looks like Diablo in Diablo 3, doesn't he? Kinda, sorta.
horns, wings, and fleshy bulk. Also, it helps that this is official artwork of Khorne and his realm. This is further backed up by
Okay,
his
so
rendition in
this is official. So if you don't know what Korn looks like, this is what he actually looks like.
Total War Warhammer 3, which is an officially licensed Warhammer product, which also has been expanding the lore of Warhammer Fantasy and is considered to be mostly canon since the rest of the setting is dead as fuck. As the Chaos Gods have the same form and vibe in both 40k and Fantasy, I would argue this applies to both settings. We can actually take this a step further by going into the game files for Total War Warhammer 3, showing us what...
So if you don't know, guys, there's Warhammer, which is the fantasy side of it, and kind of like the beginnings, I guess you could say. And then you got Warhammer 40k, which is like millennia's in the future. So if you don't know.
looks like without the
And I know there are a couple
and
newbies
bam,
on the channel
that
as
is
well
official art of
who
Khorne,
subscribed
which
and
closely
everything.
matches
So
the original artwork we showed. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, we have Khorne. Next up is Nurgle, and he is pretty much just as easy, if not more easy to define as Khorne
the
is
Lord of the
in regards
Flies.
to how he looks. Nurgle is described as basically just being a massive, great, unclean one, which in this instance...
And of course, he would be akin to Beelzebub in the Bible. Lord of Plagues, same thing.
And artists absolutely nail. This makes sense, as since Nurgle loves all of his children, except Mortarion, that fucking naughty moth, he would be happy to create them in his image. Even the pathetic Nurglings look a lot like Nurgle. We can back this up further by using the same game file technique as Khorne.
Big ol' fart Nurgle cloud. Or Nurgle fart cloud, I should say.
Army's been some of the best out of chaos, always seemingly to be...
Sorry. The episode of SpongeBob where they're eating all those Krabby Patties, and he goes, "Those will go straight to your thighs and then explode." My
hardest to defeat.
thighs.
He is the weakest individual god, preferring to sacrifice his own power to create more demons. This has actually worked in his favor overall. Like the other Chaos gods, Nurgle can also appear as an eye, for when he wants people to know he's staring at them without making their eyes explode into a swarm of flies.
I'm
Now,
guessing they got that from D&D, huh?
it's a bit more tricky with Slaanesh. Slaanesh likes to change its appearance, gender, or shape
I
depending on
was
its
gonna
mood.
use this
A fat kid might see an ice cream
thumbnail
with
here,
vagina.
but or
An
as the
asexual
thumbnail
nerd might see
of my
Christian
last
God of
video.
Warcraft. I'd see myself with 5
Yeah,
tits.
YouTube
When
wouldn't like
Thaddeus
that
saw
so much.
Slaanesh, he saw a vast constellation, eyes that peered into his soul. He was actually able to resist Slaanesh and deny her godhood, which was very impressive as it said that whoever looks upon Slaanesh's true form will become instantly corrupted. This wasn't his true form, so she was safe to look at, but still a good effort. As Slaanesh is technically an Eldar god as well as a Chaos god, you'd expect to see Eldar features like the ones we see on the Elder gods such as Cain. This is why Slaanesh and his demons are agile, fast, and cunning. They mirror the Elder in some way, using the same methods as before with the total Warhammer.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, of course, it makes a lot of sense. He was created by the Eldari back in the day.
Files, we can see that Slaanesh is a poorly drawn keeper of secrets, which could be his true form.
Yikes. Ooh. Oh boy. Well, there you guys go. I guess, hentai lovers have a heyday.
As that is how her greater demons look. And maybe this is like a vicious combat form, the form that it would have taken when it fought Cain. Age of Sigmar actually comes in clutch here, having official artwork of the imprisoned comatose Slaanesh. Although it's just a silhouette, you can see that it is clearly a massive keeper of secrets based on its crab claw hands and appendages on its upper back. This would have to be its true form as it is imprisoned and asleep, meaning it can't just change forms to try seduce anyone. So poorly drawn Slaanesh is actually what she looks like, which sucks because sexy horny Slaanesh is much easier to beat the meat to. Titsnitch is by far the hardest to nail down what he looks like. Funnily enough, the fan art here could easily be considered canon purely because Titsnitch could look like that in one of its transformations it would take to commune with mortals without turning.
That right there is creepy, man. I don't know if I would like seeing that. If I saw that, man, I'd dip out, if you know what I'm saying. I do not want to see what happens.
Them into vegetables. You don't get the name Changer of Ways if you have one constant unchanging form. Even the Total War Warhammer file technique doesn't help much here. Titsnitch is represented as a bunch of eyes staring at you, and there isn't even a clear PNG to take apart like there was for the other.
Those remind me of those like bubbles, you know, those big bubbles that you see like people in the streets do, you know, with the tricks and all that. That's what that reminds me of.
Chaos gods. His feathery greater demons, the Lords of Change, are also poor reference points as Titsnitch has never been described as being avian or beaked. None of his appearances have a
is it? I thought it was Zinch. Is it Zinch or Tiznich? I guess I don't know if he's joking or anything. Let me know in the comments if you guys can. I'm confused now.
Those elements at all. A lot of his depictions involve tentacles, which you'd think Slaanesh would try claim, but no. Apparently Titsnitch gets them. This comes from the fact that his followers often mutate with tentacles, but none of his demons really seem to go down that path. So I think it's...
Oh, I guess this would be the hentai stuff.
It's just fan artists trying to really show off the Eldritch horror.
And not only that, he's got a mouth crotch.
You know that YouTube
so
video where a digital artist creates what angels would look like according to the Bible? That is more so what Titsnitch would look like. But
right there. Oh, hold on a second. I would say more accurate than a lot of stuff. Oh my goodness. Did I do that right? So this right here, you'll see that it has the color of like a beryl stone, which has different colors to it, right? Yellow, blue. It has this hue, like a light to it, kind of as well, right? So it'd be like a blue light, or a blue orb, or a white orb, or a yellow orb. Just saying. And it does have eyes, so this is very. I would say this is pretty accurate, but not like 100%, right? It's it's hard to get that way. And plus, there's probably, you know, maybe dimensional stuff there too, right? That's we're not fully seeing. That we can't fully see all the stuff and all that. There's probably stuff there that. Anyways,
More so what Tit Stitch would look like, but make it like a lot weirder.
see, I'm guessing this right here would be what they would say is the seraphim. I'm guessing, or the burning ones, which also means the fiery serpents. So I'm guessing that's what they're going with here because they have eyes on the wings too and stuff supposedly and all that. But they're explained as serpents. We see this in the Book of Enoch, right, and all that. That there's a fiery serpent, Satan, right? He's described as a serpent and a dragon and all that, right? So there's that. This isn't 100% accurate here. I would say it would be more akin to like a phoenix or of course, a dragon.
But make it like a lot weirder. Fortunately, we do have one description of Titsnitch which we can form somewhat of an understanding out of. During one of the Ahriman books, Titsnitch and his closest advisors have a meeting. It's very trippy as the meeting place is both considered real and false, a physical place but also an idea and metaphor. Lords of Change are debating whether or not Ahriman is a liability or...
I don't know if I said it, but those rings around those are called the Ophanum, by the way.
...asset. Then Titsnitch chimes in and hold your balls because his description is fucking...
What balls? He's got a mouth crotch. What the? So he's tasting his feet. Get some of that toe jam.
Cooked. He is a being made up of infinite mouths, tongues, and fangs. Imagine all those trippy visual illusions, then throw them all in as well. He's also...
Guys and gals or anybody, run if you saw this, man. If you see anyone with this, run. Just saying.
by a powerful aura of chaotic magic. However, the description basically states that it has no true solid form, always changing and melding. The lore also states that you cannot comprehend its form as a mortal, so for us it'd be like trying to describe what a new unseen color looks like. I bet Creative Assembly had like hour-long meetings being like, alright, we've got Khorne, Nurgle, and Slaanesh artwork done, easy peasy. What the fuck do we do for Titsnitch? Before deciding that a cool constellation of eyes worked pretty well, and yeah, it does. The main takeaway here, though, is that despite not having a solid form, Titsnitch still has physical being. No matter how fucky he gets or how many blowjobs he can give simultaneously, he isn't beyond tangibility. At the end of the day, the Chaos Gods aren't supposed to be locked down into one understandable form. They are supposed to be beyond understanding, trippy and mysterious. If you see Khorne as an obsidian knight, then
Why
he is
can't
an obsidian knight.
Slaanesh be like this, huh?
Waifu, then no worries. And if you want to lease one of Titsnitch's mouths for $1 per month, then join my Patreon. Me and the Changer have an understanding. Nurgle is and will always be a fat piece of shit though. No metaphors there.
I wonder what that is.
And you want to support the channel, then buy the cosplay calendar. We've run out of the signed A4 version, but there is still a handful of signed A3 ones available.
So guys, check out his Patreon if you like him. If you like his content, please support him. You know, support all the Warhammer 40k guys out there, you know. And I'm new to the scene, you know, so if you can, just support him, like the video, all that stuff, right? And subscribe to him if you haven't, if you like his content, right? Not forcing you to do anything. But anyways.
Calendar has 12 cosplays, 4, or if you include myself, 5 sexy models, all of whom, including myself, have their tits out. Hit the subscribe button and hit the real subscribe button for more tangible content.
So there you go.
Join the Discord for more memes and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Alrighty. So we're going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.